The bus was empty when I got on. That should have been my first warning. It was 11:43 p.m. The last route of the night. I almost missed it, running through the rain with my jacket half-zipped and my phone at 2% battery. The driver didn't look at me when I boarded. Didn't nod. Didn't speak. Just stared straight ahead. I tapped my card. No beep. But the gate opened anyway. I sat near the middle. Rain streaked down the windows in distorted lines. The city outside looked normal. Wet streets. Neon reflections. Late-night traffic lights cycling through colors no one obeyed. The bus pulled away slowly. No other passengers. No background music. No announcements. Just the hum of the engine and the rhythm of the rain. At first, I didn't notice anything strange. I was too tired. Too focused on getting home. Then we passed my stop. I stood quickly. "Excuse me." No response. The driver didn't react. We didn't slow down. I walked forward down the aisle. "Hey, you missed the stop." Still nothing. I got closer. The driver's posture was rigid. Unmoving. I stepped beside him. And my breath caught. His eyes were open. Wide. But they weren't blinking. They weren't focused. They weren't alive. His skin looked wrong. Too smooth. Too still. Like a mannequin placed behind the wheel. The bus continued moving. Perfectly aligned. Perfectly controlled. But no hands were touching the steering wheel. I stumbled back. The city outside the window shifted subtly. The buildings looked unfamiliar. The streetlights taller. The road signs blank. My phone vibrated once. 1%. No notifications. Just a single message preview from an unknown number. Stay seated. The bus interior lights flickered. Then dimmed slightly. I looked toward the back. Someone was sitting there now. I hadn't heard them board. A figure in the last row. Head tilted slightly downward. Hands folded. I swallowed. "Did you just get on?" My voice sounded small. The figure didn't answer. The bus turned left. I knew my city well. There was no left turn on this route. The windows began to fog from the inside. I wiped one with my sleeve. Outside. The city was gone. No buildings. No traffic. Just a long empty road stretching into darkness. Streetlights evenly spaced. All glowing faint yellow. Like a loop. Like a background that didn't fully load. My phone buzzed again. 0%. But the screen stayed on. Another message. "You boarded." My heart pounded violently. Boarded what? The bus slowed slightly. Not stopping. Just adjusting. The figure in the back stood up slowly. Too slowly. Like movement in thick water. I stood instinctively. "Don't," my phone screen displayed. No sound. Just text. The bus doors suddenly opened. Not at a stop. Not near anything. Just open to darkness. Wind rushed in. Cold. Sharp. I looked out. There was no sidewalk. No pavement. Just black space beyond the step. The figure in the back began walking toward me. Each step silent. The driver remained frozen. The wheel turning gently on its own. The bus still moving. The message changed. "You can get off." My pulse hammered. "Or stay." The figure was halfway down the aisle now. Face still shadowed. No features visible. The doors remained open. The darkness outside felt deep. Endless. But safe. Strangely safe. The bus interior suddenly felt wrong. Too narrow. Too controlled. The figure stopped 3 rows away from me. Head lifted slightly. I couldn't see eyes. But I felt watched. My phone displayed one final line. Last chance. The bus accelerated slightly. The darkness outside blurred. If I stepped off, I didn't know what would happen. If I stayed, I wasn't sure I'd ever reach a stop again. The figure took one more step. And the bus lights went out completely. The darkness didn't fall all at once. It folded inward. Like the light was being swallowed instead of switched off. I couldn't see the figure anymore. I couldn't see the driver. I couldn't even see my own hands. But I could still feel the bus moving. The vibration under my feet. The subtle sway as it turned. My phone screen was the only source of light. Still at 0%. Still glowing. A new message appeared. Do not let it touch you. My breath caught in my throat. The air inside the bus felt thicker. Warmer. The kind of air that doesn't circulate. That just sits. Something shifted in the darkness ahead of me. A faint outline moving slowly. Not rushing. Never rushing. I stepped backward carefully toward the open doors. Wind hit my face. Cold. Sharp. Real. The darkness outside didn't feel empty anymore. It felt vast. Like standing on the edge of something endless. The message changed. The bus only stops once. The floor beneath my feet vibrated harder. The bus was accelerating. Fast. Too fast for a city road. The figure moved again. Closer now. I could see the faint suggestion of shoulders. A head slightly tilted. Still no features. No face. Just absence where a face should be. I turned toward the open doors. The blackness outside wasn't pitch dark anymore. There were faint lights in the distance. Far below. Like stars. Or like a city seen from high above. My stomach dropped. We weren't on a road. We weren't even on the ground. The bus tilted slightly. As if it was descending. My phone buzzed again. It cannot follow if you step before it reaches you. The figure's hand lifted slowly. Long. Too long. The fingers stretching slightly beyond normal proportion. I didn't wait. I stepped off. There was no falling. No impact. Just silence. The bus vanished behind me. Instantly. No sound of brakes. No screeching tires. Nothing. I stood alone in a dimly lit street. Normal street. Normal buildings. Rain falling lightly. My heart pounded violently in my chest. I turned around. There was no bus. No road beyond. Just a regular city block. Familiar. Safe. I looked at my phone. It was completely dead now. Black screen. No glow. No messages. No unknown number. Cars passed at the intersection ahead. People walked on the sidewalk. Everything looked ordinary. But something felt wrong. Too symmetrical. Too precise. I walked home slowly. Every sound too sharp. Every shadow too deliberate. When I reached my apartment building, I hesitated before going inside. The lobby lights flickered once. Then steadied. I pressed the elevator button. It arrived immediately. Too immediately. Inside the elevator, I looked at my reflection. For a split second. There was someone standing behind me. Same height. Same build. Head slightly tilted. When I spun around. No one. The elevator dinged. My floor. I stepped out. The hallway was quiet. Normal. My door was exactly where it should be. Closed. Locked. I unlocked it and stepped inside. Everything looked untouched. Untouched except on the small table near the entrance. There was a bus ticket. Old paper. Faded ink. Stamped with a time. 11:43 p.m. And below it, a stop name I didn't recognize. Printed in small letters. Final.